Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is Women's Health Forum, where we discuss health issues related to ladies' health. Here we discuss the menstrual cycle, we discuss fertility, we discuss infections like gonorrhea, chlamydia, mycoplasma. Here we discuss other issues that has to do with the female reproductive health and reproductive health as well. If it is your first time joining us, please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that we can pull out together. Don't also forget to share this video to one or two people that can join us for us to move on together. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. We are going to discuss a little bit more about the menstrual cycle, and the main reason is because most ladies have difficulties understanding first how to count, second how to get their fertile window, and third how to get their ovulation. Counting your menstrual cycle is something that is pertinent whether you're trying to get pregnant or not. Understanding exactly how many days cycle you are, understanding exactly when are you expecting to ovulate, understanding exactly what is your length of the fertile window are three vital information every lady should know. If you're trying to get pregnant, I wish you the very best. May the good Lord make it easier for you, such that getting pregnant will be much more easier for you. Thank you so much for joining. If you're just joining us, you are all welcome. Please don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to give us a comment where you need clarification as we move on. Thank you. Let us begin this live show in the name of the Almighty, most merciful, most glorious. May the peace and blessings of the Almighty be with you, guide you, protect you, show you the right path to follow. Have mercy upon you, have mercy upon your family, have mercy upon your loved ones, have mercy upon everyone else, including myself. Amen. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatsoever time you're getting this live feed. Thank you so much for being here. So we will be looking at the menstrual cycle as well as your ovulation, as well as the fertile window. And the question is, when are my ovulation days? When are my ovulation days? For you to understand your ovulation days, you need to know how to count. For you to know how to count, you need to take your pen, take your paper, and you learn this thing gradually. Counting the menstrual cycle, understanding the menstrual cycle needs you to do the when you are more likely to ovulate and when you are fertile. The very first step is learning how to count. How do you count your cycle? How do you count your cycle? Counting means you start from the first day you menstruate. Because some ladies make the mistake of thinking that the days you menstruate, you don't go into your counting days. When you are counting your menstrual cycle, the days you menstruate is part of your cycle. The days you menstruate is part of your cycle. But some ladies do the mistake of thinking that no, the days I menstruate are not part of my cycle. My cycle should be maybe only the days without the days I menstruate. So if you menstruate for 3 days, you start counting immediately after those 3 days. It means you've left out 3 days. If you menstruate for 4 days, you don't count them. It means you've left out 4 days out of your cycle. If you menstruate for 5 days, you don't count them. It means you've left out 5 days out of your cycle. Let's just imagine that you menstruated for 4 days and you didn't count those 4 days. You started counting on the 5th day as your day one. Trust me, if that cycle after getting in is 28, it will be 28 minus 4. It means that in reality, that cycle should be 24, not 28. So the first thing is start on the first day that you menstruate. The first day you menstruate is your day one. The first day you menstruate is your day one. So let us say you menstruated on the 20th of May. 20th of May is considered as your day one because that's the first day you menstruated. If you menstruated on the 15th of May, 15th of May is considered as your day one because that's the first day you menstruated. If you menstruate on the 10th of May, 10th of May is considered as your day 1 because that's the first day you menstruated. If you menstruated on the 12th of June, 12th of June is considered as your day 1 because that's the first day you menstruated. So that is how the counting is done. You start from that first day you menstruated. Now, when do you stop counting? So you count from the first day you menstruated and you stop counting one day, a day before the next menses. What do we mean by a day before the next menses? A day before the next menses here, we are talking about if you menstruate on the 2nd of May, menses. On the 2nd of May, menses, another menses by the 22nd of May. How are you supposed to count? 2nd of May, you count it as 1. You are going. 2nd of May, 3rd of May, 4th of May, you are going. Until the next menses came on the 22nd. You will not count that 22nd. You stop on the 21st. So counting is done the first day of menses to a day before the next menses. First day of menses to a day before the next menses. First day of menses to a day before the next menses. So if you saw your period on the 10th of May, another period on the 10th of June, how do you count? You count that 10th of May as 1 until when you get to the 10th of June, you don't count the 10th of June. You stop counting on the 9th of June. The 9th of June is your last day of counting. So those are the two major instructions. I call them major laws when you are counting your menstrual cycle. Law number 1, start from the first day of menstruation. Law number 2, stop a day before the next menses. Most ladies do that mistake of counting their menstrual cycle by not starting on the first day of menses. They rather start after menses are gone for 2, 3, 4 days, or maybe all the menstruation days are over. That is when they start counting. If you have been doing that, please stop it. That is wrong. So if you do like that, you count from the first day of menses to a day before the next menses. First day of menses to a day before the next menses. You have to do like for how many days? For how many cycles? You do this thing like this. First day of menses to a day before the next menses. Right, and keep the total. First day of menses to a day before the next menses. Right, and keep the total. You have to do it like this for at least 5 different months. 5 different cycles. Not even months, but 5 different cycles. So let's say you do from November to December. That's 1 cycle. So you keep. Which total did you get? When you come from November to December, which total? You write the total down. December to January, which total did you get? You write the total down. That's the second. January to February, what total did you get? Write the total down. That's the 3rd cycle. February to March, write the total down. That's the 4th. March to April, write the total down. That's the 5th. That's the 5th. It means that what? You have to do it for at least 5 different cycles. And when you do it for these 5 different cycles, you now, what do you do now? You now add everything and divide by 5. It gives you your average. That one becomes what we call the menstrual cycle. And that is where ladies are having issues. That is when you now say that I know my menstrual cycle, I'm 28-day cycle, I'm 21-day cycle, I'm 35-day cycle, I'm 29-day cycle, I'm 25-day cycle. It is after you've done like this, count from one point to another for at least 5 different cycles. So you do at least 5 different cycles, you add and you divide by 5. So after doing, you've known your cycle. Let us assume that you've done that and your average shows that you are a 30-day cycle. The next thing is to get your ovulation. The next thing is to get your ovulation. What is the ovulation? So we've had the cycle already. Want to get the ovulation. What is your ovulation? What do we mean by the ovulation? What does it mean by ovulation? If you look at the title of this video, it's talking about knowing your ovulation days. Knowing your ovulation days. What are your ovulation days? What is the ovulation? What is the ovulation? The ovulation is that time that the egg is released from the ovaries into the fallopian tube. You know, a woman has 5 major organs of the reproductive system. There are 5 major organs of the reproductive system. 1, the vagina. 2, the cervix. 3, the uterus, that's the womb. 4, the fallopian tube. And 5, your ovaries. So you have vagina, cervix, womb, or the uterus, the fallopian tube, and the ovaries. During ovulation, which is what most people used to ask most ladies on TikTok, you have to keep more questions. All your questions about ovulation. When do I ovulate? The ovulation is that release of an egg from one of these organs of the reproductive system. If you look the ovaries, it's left and right. You have left and right ovary. So it is released from the ovaries. This egg is released from the ovaries and it comes down into the fallopian tube. God, being the finest biologist, has decided to make the ovulation period, the ovulation day, that day the egg is released, to be a special day in which, during that time when your egg is released, you as a lady, you have some symptoms that will tell you that the egg has been released. But we are not saying that if you don't have these symptoms, it means your egg has not been released. If you see these symptoms, there is a very high probability that the egg has been released. So when you see some of these symptoms, these ovulation symptoms, there's a very high probability that your egg has been released, that your ovulation has occurred. 1, when you have pain by the side, it means that your egg has been released. It's a possibility. We are not saying it's a must, but it is a possibility that your egg has been released. When you have pain by the side, you have pain by the 2 sides, but largely it occurs by the side because during ovulation, most likely 1 egg is released, not 2. If 2 eggs are released at the same time, then we'll have a lot of manies. I don't know, do we have any Cameroonians watching this video? Manye is a lady that put birth to twins. So if you have twins, you're manye. If you're a man, you're a tanye. So if every lady was feeling this pain by the side, with pains by the 2 sides, then there's a very high chance that we will be having twins. The next ovulation symptom is increase in temperature. So there's a slight increase in your temperature, but you don't have an infection, you don't have malaria. Okay, you're fine. You're not sick, but you just have an increase in temperature. That will be telling you that the egg, Her Majesty, the egg cell has been released. Another thing that can tell you that Her Majesty, the egg cell has been released is when you have breast tenderness. Breast tenderness. So breast tenderness is another symptom of ovulation. Another symptom of ovulation is when you have spotting. Spotting means you have a little drop of blood on your part. This could mean that you are actually ovulating. Another symptom of ovulation is that good symptom which you feel like you need some cassava to get into your juicy tomato. You understand? That symptom that makes you to feel like, oh, you need some warm cassava or some warm plantain into your juicy tomato. That feeling that it needs your partner to be around. Okay, so the urge to have sex. The urge to have sex increases during ovulation. So if you're ovulating, there's a probability that you have an urge to have intercourse. Another symptom of ovulation is heightened sense of smell. So you can sit in your kitchen and you get smell from afar, from some other person cooking. All right. Then the symptom which most ladies know about is the egg white cervical makers. That is what most ladies will tell you. Oh, come on, I don't ovulate because you don't see those egg white cervical makers, but it doesn't mean you are not ovulating. If you don't see it, good and fine. Look at the other symptoms we made mention of. If you don't see anyone at all, please visit your doctor. Your doctor will help you to see if truly you are not ovulating. If you are not ovulating, your doctor will know what to do in order to correct your ovulation. To every lady trying to get pregnant, I wish you the very best. Please, if you have a question as we discussed, put in the chat below. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share this live stream to another person. So concerning ovulation, how do you calculate this ovulation to know that, oh, my ovulation will occur on this day, my ovulation will occur on this day, my ovulation will occur on this day? What do you do in calculation? We are just from learning how to calculate your menstrual cycle, and we have learned it already, assuming that after learning your menstrual cycle, we now know that you are a 30-day cycle. How do you get the ovulation? The ovulation day is gotten by subtracting 14 from your cycle. You subtract 14 from your cycle. That is why most ladies, when they ask a question on TikTok, oh, come on, when do I ovulate? I saw my period on this day, when do I ovulate? Nobody will be able to tell your ovulation if they don't know the length of your cycle. The very first thing is, how many day cycle are you? Once you know how many day cycle are you, getting the ovulation is 1 minute. So let us go. If you are a 21-day cycle, how do you get ovulation cycle minus 14? So 21 minus 14. Ovulation occurs on day number 7. Day 7. Ovulation, 21-day cycle, day 7. If you have 22-day cycle, ovulation occur on day 8. How do we get 22 minus 14? If you have 23-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 9. If you have 24-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 10. If you have 25-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 11. If you have 26-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 12. If you have 27-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 13. Why? Because 27 minus 14. The formula is as simple as A, B, C. There's nothing to worry about, but if you don't know how to calculate a cycle, please, you need to first of all go and learn how to calculate a cycle. So 27-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 13, because 27 minus 14 gives you 13. Your 28-day cycle, which is the popular cycle, if you ask every lady, they tell you that 28 without ever calculating. Your 28-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day number 14. Why? Because 28 minus 14 gives you 14. It is not because 28 divided by 2 is 14. Obviously, if you divide 28 by 2 gives you 14, but that's not the formula. The formula is to subtract 14 from your cycle, not dividing your cycle by 2. If you have 29-day cycle, ovulation occurs on the 15th. Day 15. Not day 15, but day 15. 30-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 16. 31-day cycle, ovulation occurs on day 17. 32-day cycle, 18. 33-day cycle, 19. 34-day cycle, 20. And 35-day cycle, 21. The lowest menstrual cycle is 21 days, and the highest menstrual cycle is 35 days. We have some ladies who have 40-day cycle and so on, but averagely menstrual cycle falls between 21 right up to 35-day cycle. So if a lady's cycle is below 21, we say that it's not regular. If it's above 35, we say it's not regular. Like I said, there are some ladies with 35, 37, 38, 39, even 40 days cycle. So please do it to calculate your cycle, and those are the various ovulation for your menstrual cycle, starting from the lowest, which is 21, right up to the highest, which is cycle day 35. For the fertile windows, now the fertile window is very simple. Now we all know the ovulation day. Okay, we all know the ovulation. We all know that for 21-day cycle is the 7 because we subtract 14. What do you do with the fertile window? Fertile window, once you get the ovulation, take 5 days before that ovulation day plus a day after the ovulation day. That gives your fertile window. Let us take for example, if your cycle is 21, ovulation occurs on day number 7. Ovulation occurs on day 7. We say take 5 days before plus a day after ovulation. So it therefore means for a 21-day cycle, your fertile window will be day 7 is ovulation, day 6 your fertile, Day 5, you are fertile. Day 4, you are fertile. Day 3, you are fertile. And day 2, you are fertile. Okay, and then a day after, day 7 will be day 8. So somebody is fertile for a 21 day cycle from day 2 right up to day 8. All right, day 2 to day 8, or day 3 to day 7. There's no problem still. Okay, so day 2 to day 8. You now see how simple it is to get the fertile window. If you go to the next one, 22 day cycle, to get the fertile window, 22 minus 14, that's the ovulation day, day 8, fertile window 5 days before. That will be day 3 now to day 9, isn't it? Day 3 to day 9. You go to 23 day cycle, fertile window becomes from day 4 to day 10. You go to 24 day cycle, fertile window becomes from day 5 to day 11. 26 day cycle, fertile window begins from day 6 to day 12. And that is how you go right up to the highest, which is 35 days cycle. With this, I think we have actually exhausted exactly why we are here. Please, those who are watching, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate. If you have a question, please put in the chat. If not, I'll be saying goodbye. Thank you so much. For those who are within Cameroon, please, you can use our WhatsApp number in the first comment of this video and send us a WhatsApp message if you need a follow-up. Those are in other countries, you can also do same for a follow-up. We will be glad to welcome you. But a follow-up, you need to register, please. It's not for free. For if you're in Cameroon, it's 5,000 francs. If you're out of Cameroon, those are out of Cameroon is $20 US. So thank you so much for being here. If you have a question, please put in the chat. If no questions, I'll be wrapping up. So we are looking at the menstrual cycle, how to count, and we've learned how to count. During counting starts from the first day of menstruation. You don't wait until the menstruation days are over. That's when you start counting, because that's what some ladies do. So you do like that, first day of menstruation, and then you stop a day before the next menses. First day of menstruation to a day before the next menses. You do like that continuously for at least 5 different periods. After that, you get your ovulation by subtracting 14 from your cycle. You keep the ovulation there. You have 5 days before the ovulation. So thank you so much. Please, is there any question for me? If not question, I'll be saying goodbye from here. Any question from those who are following? I don't know. Those who are still here, please let me know who are those still here. Any question, please? Any question? Is there any question? I know this connection actually delays. So if there are any questions, let me know as soon as possible. If not, I want to really appreciate all those who follow through. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We are Women's Health Forum on Facebook. We are Women's Health Forum on TikTok. We are Women's Health Forum here on YouTube, as well as on Twitter. We are there, Women's Health Forum. If you have a question, put in the chat. Just put your question in the chat. We will be responding to it with a short video to explain maybe more about what you are asking. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Do have a wonderful time. This is Sima Dauda for Women's Health Forum. Thank you. I wish you all